Welcome, everybody, to 8 Minutes of College with your holistic college coach, Renee Bailey. I am here with Dave Arm, and I am just so excited to have him here today because he's got some really great information for us. And I'm just going to start off by having Dave introduce himself a little bit and tell us a little bit about what he does.
Hey, Renee, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be talking with all of your listeners. So thanks for the invite. What do I do? I do a lot of stuff. I don't stop. But as it pertains to your listeners and yourself, what I do is help young people find a why. And I think it's really important for all of us. A lot of times we mature into adulthood without a why, without any intrinsic reason to even exist. So what I like to do is help people find several whys, not just a why. And that's pretty much it in the life coaching realm. I'm also a motivational speaker. I also counsel at-risk youth and help single parents that are dealing with youngsters that may be a little difficult to deal with sometimes. So yeah, I go to schools and different nonprofit organizations and speak with them.
Wonderful. So I love that because finding your why is so attached to finding a passion that you want to study, something that you want to study. So I love the fact that, you find your why and then you go and you study that area, right? I think that's so important to realize is like you have to have that drive to be able to move on. But one of the reasons, go ahead.
If you think about it, let me just interject a little bit. If you think about it, what is life without meaning, right? What is life without actually having several whys? I encourage people to have several reasons to wake up in the morning, right? And everyone wants to quit their day job and go get, go do something that they're intrinsically motivated to do, something that they're really passionate about. And that's the ideal situation, of course, but you don't have to quit your day job to have several whys in life, right?
If you that's true.
I just did a speech, a training actually yesterday, and I talked about compartmentalizing. This is to a bunch of executives and people in business. And I said, everyone doesn't have to thoroughly enjoy their job. Now, I'm not saying the antithesis of that is I hate my job. I hate getting up in the morning. I can't stand the things that I'm doing. I'm not saying that. I'm saying a lot of us are in this middle realm and we haven't learned how to compartmentalize our job versus our why, versus other things, right? Hobbies, interests, traveling. There's so many things in the world that you can be doing with the excess time that you have.
Absolutely, certainly, absolutely. And then I think that's very, very important to have multiple pursuits, multiple enjoyments that you get out of life. And I can't agree more. That's absolutely right. Absolutely. But one of the reasons I see a lot of college students drop out is that they get really and truly burned out of studying and have no resilience. They haven't developed what I like to call emotional shock absorbers either. So like when something comes up, it just kind of, that doesn't go their way. They don't make the grade on a test or something like that. All of a sudden they're jostled emotionally and feel unprepared. So when they hit a hard spot, it's hard for them to see their way past it, right? What do you think these students need to hear? What is it that they're missing out on there? How do they move past those kind of difficulties and build themselves some of those emotional shock absorbers?
Well, so, I'll use a word that gets thrown out around a lot. That's resiliency, right? Being resilient, developing your resiliency muscle. And when you asked me this via email, I said, wow, how am I going to answer this? Because it's subjective for one, but it's such a big topic. And so the things that I put down, I put 3 different things, but I'm going to elaborate a little bit on them. I said, have a why that's bigger than the challenges you'll face. Let me say that again. Have a why that's bigger than the challenges you will face. Now, you might face, you will face, right? Have a why more meaningful to succeed than to fail. Have a why that's more meaningful to succeed than to fail. And then my third thing is have a why that matters more than just to you.
Right.
Digest that. Listeners, please digest those three things. Digest that. Write those things down. Digest those things, because I believe that those three things, if you digest them and think about them, can change your perspective on everything you're going through, not just in college, but in life.
That amazing. My mind is a bit blown. I love that answer. I love it. No, I mean, because look, you know, when it comes to being able to overcome hard things, when it comes to doing the difficult things that are going to come as obstacles, excuse me, in your life, you have to have a reason why you're doing that, or else, and a why you're doing it, or else, you know, what does it matter? You know, like what if I do this or I don't do this? It's not, you know, I don't care. So why am I going to do it versus not? So you have to have a why, right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And then it has to be bigger than those obstacles, like you said, you know, and then not only that, but you have to be doing it not only for yourself, but because it serves, right?
Absolutely.
Because it serves. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love it. So,
Thank you.
absolutely. So what's one thing that you think students should know about keeping focused and rebounding after something knocks them off kilter, or knocks them off their game, so to speak? You know, how do they, you know, look at that and say, okay, this has happened, and this is how I moved on. Or how I move on. How does that happen? What's the brain process there? What do you think?
Well, so look, everyone gets knocked down, period. It doesn't matter where you are born, right? So when I say that, some people are born in, I'll say, Sri Lanka or Africa or a third world country that they may not have a lot of money. They may not have a lot of resources. They may know what starving actually feels like, right? And then maybe you're born in America, where you're probably not going to know what starving feels like, but maybe you're lower class, right? Maybe you are born into the ghetto like I was. I was born into gangs and all kinds of stuff. My life is very different now, retired in Greece, than my destiny. That's why you see this sign here, it says Defy your destiny. And I try to make sure that I remember this because it matters. So you may be born here or here, doesn't matter. Why do I say it doesn't matter? You will get knocked down at some time, period, right? How hard that hit is, if it's a Mike Tyson hit or if it's a guy in a bar hit, it's still a hit. You're going to get knocked down. And what I want to say is stay down for a minute. Think about that. Stay down for a minute and now analyze why. Why the hell did I get knocked down? What did I do to get off track? What happened to get me here on the ground? That way you can not let it happen again. You can make sure that you have a study partner, because you know what? I failed math. I'm not good at it. I tried to tackle it myself and I got a D in it. I got to take it again, right? I got an F in it. I got to take it again. Well, if you're going to try to go at it the same way, guess what's going to happen again, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and again and expecting a different result. So you stay down for a minute when you get knocked down and you go, what can I do? Oh, I can hire a tutor. Oh, I can get a work study partner. Oh, I can see if the instructor will let me have a little bit of time of his or hers after class or on a weekend or something, right? So I think understanding that everybody gets knocked down puts things in perspective. I think that staying down a little bit and going, what do I do to make sure this doesn't happen again? And then once you reevaluate all of that, right, you have your perspective right. It's not all me, all my world. It's you're not unique. Sorry.
Right.
Your mom lied to you. You're not special. You're not unique. There is nothing like only only about you. It's just not true. 7 billion people in the world. There's a lot of people that share your traits, your experiences, your everything, right? A lot of people. So get the mindset out of there of, oh, I'm unique, I'm special, and go, this happens. People get knocked down. People fail math. People have to, spend another 6 months in school because they didn't plan accordingly. Okay, so I got knocked down. I'm going to reevaluate. I'm going to get up, and I'm going to make sure that I don't attack it the same way as I did before.
That's an incredibly, incredibly important point, because, one of the traps you can find yourself in when you're in college, or like, let's say you're a first generation college student and you're in, the whole experience is new to you, right? You start to feel like you're the only one struggling, let's say. You start to feel that way because you don't see everybody's failures either. Because people are very good at papering over what they don't want you to see. Right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So it leads certain people to feel like they're the only ones experiencing what they're experiencing. And to sit there and to realize that your experience is not unique in the sense of you're not the only one struggling. You may, maybe you're struggling with math and another person's struggling with learning language, whatever it is, but you're still, everybody has struggles, right? And it's how we address those struggles and how we learn from those struggles that makes the difference, isn't it?
Absolutely, I agree. It's so funny that you said that, because our fourth point. Now I'll let you ask the fourth question first, but my answer actually blends right into what you just said. So it's so ironic. This was meant to be.
Yeah, here we go. So the fourth question is, if there's one thing that you'd like students to know when they hear this, what would that be?
I have two things, Renee. So the thing that I was in the shower right before coming on with you, and this popped into my head because I'm thinking about the interview and how I can really make sure that I give it all to your listeners. And this popped in my head. And I said, there's no filter or Photoshop for life.
Right.
Let me say that again. There's no filter or Photoshop for real life. When you get on Instagram, when you get on TikTok, you or even when you're live with friends, we put makeup on, we go to the gym to try to look good, but those are filters. Even your body, right? Your true body without makeup is a filter for your soul, for who you are, who you truly are inside. We've seen amazing looking people that are horrible, right? Absolutely horrible people on the inside. We've seen some people that we would consider not so beautiful, and they have the most beautiful souls ever, right? So there's no filter or Photoshop for real life. So you have to develop that resiliency muscle, and you have to keep things in perspective. Everyone's not showing you that they failed math. Everyone's not showing you that they fell short. Everyone's showing you the opposite. They want to put the filter on. They want to do the Photoshop. They're not going to put real life out there, most people. And so understand that, again, you're not unique. Your struggles are not unique. Your lack of ability is not unique. The amount of trying that you're putting forth is not unique. And you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. I love that. So it's all about continuing and learning how to overcome those obstacles, and taking the time to realize what the obstacle is, what you can do to get over that obstacle still, and continuing on. I love that.
Absolutely.
Beautiful message. Beautiful message. And there is no Photoshop for life. That's true.
No, there isn't.
Life was 100% real, warts and all. You're going to see everything.
Life will knock you on your butt, no matter how beautiful or how much Photoshop or face app or whatever you have. Life will kick you in your butt. So understanding that and being able to develop that resiliency muscle is extremely important.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I'll share a quick statistic with you. Over the last year and a half, we've seen the CDC's reported that we've seen an increase in attempted suicide rates amongst teenagers, not just teenagers, girls, not just girls, young girls, pre-teens, pre-teens. So that means before you are 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, are attempting suicide. What's that about? What's that about, Renee? That's about
I
the filters.
yeah,
That's about the filters that they see, and they can't comprehend that this is not real life.
yeah. And perfection doesn't exist.
No, gosh, it's a silly struggle to try to get to. It's
Yeah,
silly to try to be I like to fail. I love to fail. I love it. Because I've developed that resiliency muscle. So when I fail, not screw up, right? Not do bad stuff, not go get a DUI, right?
right,
No, that's not failure. That's stupidity.
right.
When I fail, when I try something and it doesn't work out, and I go, wow, that sucks. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And maybe sometimes I don't figure out what I did wrong. So I call it my shelf. I put it on the shelf and I go, I'll reattack that later. I can't figure out what I did to screw that up, but I'll put it on the shelf and I'll figure it out next time.
Yeah, a lot of people have anagrams that for fail and things like that, but the one I like the most is first attempt in learning.
Yeah, it's the truth. That is the perspective that that millionaires and billionaires have, right? That people that are CEOs, the people that are running things, they have this, they figured that out. They figured out that there's no way out of failure, right? No way to actually do great things, not just good, great things, and not fail. They're polar opposites from each other. It's
Yeah,
impossible to do. So a lot of people have this just profound fear of failure. And so what do? They never try.
mm,
They never go after that dream. They never figure out a why because oh, if I fail at it, then I'm less of a person. I'm not as good as my brother or my sister or my friends or my mom or my dad, and I don't want to. So if I don't try, I didn't fail. I just didn't try. Oh, come on. We all
yeah,
deserve better than that. We all deserve to try and fail again and again and again. And when we fail, stay down for a minute, evaluate, get your butt back up, and try again and again and again, and learn how to enjoy every failure, period. Enjoy the failure, you know?
yeah, and allow yourself to feel. It's
Oh,
okay
yeah.
to to feel like, okay, that sucked. That
Yeah.
really sucked.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
okay, well, now what do I do now? Then
Yep.
once you've let yourself wallow in the suck for a moment, and only a moment, then you move on to, okay, well, what do I do now? Now that it's
Exactly.
happened, what do
Exactly.
I do? So,
Exactly.
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, exactly. I can't agree more. So, Dave, this has been great. I think what we've done here today is going to help a lot of people and give them some inspiration. So, thank you so much for joining me and for being here today. And
My
that
pleasure.
was your 8 minutes of college. And thanks again to Dave. And hope you guys will be listening in on the next episode.